Welcome to the Whitetail Legacy Podcast.
And we get the back view of him. And I mean, it's just a mega.
52 yards is a long shot. Magnum PI, what we named him. No idea.
Just a magnum.
Yeah, just a magnum.
Come on cam last year, we said probably 150, mid 150.
Yeah.
Same doe from the morning come out with that 9-pointer.
Here steps out this 90-inch 8-pointer. You're like,
I'm like, okay, well, there's still a buck back there grunting.
Yeah.
And then out steps like another 90-inch 8-pointer. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm like, deer right there.
Yeah, like
and he's already
yards.
30 yards.
Yeah.
He was literally 5 yards from the base of the tree. Could have been, had a buck down at 1:40 in the afternoon, back there deep on public. 3 does come out pretty early. It was like 245, 24-yard shot, sent the combat veteran, and I tell you what, man, dude, it just smoked. We always get so jacked up when the other person kills. It's just almost like we got it done.
Yeah. And when you killed that doe, I was like, hell yeah, man.
And we come down here to Missouri.
I asked homie one more time, I'm like, is it a good buck? And he goes, yeah, real good, solid buck. I'm like, all right, boom. And the deer just drops. Sure. Super special to me.
Whitetail Legacy Podcast, bringing you back to the hunt and leaving a legacy. Baller rut.
Go. All right, guys, we are at the Iowa Beer Classic. As you can tell, this table is absolutely lined with beers. We've been drinking Crown. Next Level Generosity has been incredible tonight. We are at a premium, original hardwood floor, Airbnb, not in the ghetto,
These are nice
uptown. This is a primo spot right here.
We are in the ghetto.
Yeah, huge shout out to you guys for letting us come up here and enjoy this weekend, this time with you. Having an absolute incredible time. We have a lot of guests on this episode. We have special guests from the King of Tines from the Bow Hunting League. We have the Bow Hunting League man himself, Ben Harrison. We have the Next Level boys. We got the Next Level tribe up here. We got homie back in the rafters.
Yeah, homie's not here.
This is a 101 right here. Here we go.
Top 5.
All right. Well, every time we record a episode like this, you guys are like, man, the content is next level. So, so here we go with the Next Level guys. So, like I said, huge shout out to you guys for having us up here to record this episode. And let's just start off with just a little bit about Next Level. Let's start off with like how you guys started and then where you guys are at now. Because I think as a company in the outdoor industry, there's a lot of companies out there that they're in it for the money. They're in it for working with, huge celebrities. They're in it for, I own this company. And you guys are in it for a completely different reason. You're in it for actually giving people value to nutritional deer, to make their deer better. You're not selling gimmicks. You're straight up, and that's why we love you guys. And you're also super badass.
We're nobody.
Yeah. No, you're
basically.
That's what makes it cool. That's what makes it badass. So introduce yourself. You're Nate.
I'm Nate.
And you're
Corn King.
Yeah. And you're Scott.
The Corn King there, yeah, Nate. But yeah, Scott Christensen here. So.
Yeah, you're the one day king on killing bucks.
Opening day king.
Opening day.
Yeah.
If I draw a tag, I'm gonna kill something opening day. That's just what it's all about.
That's right. You are the king of opening day killing bucks. That's for sure. And we have the King of Tines over here in the corner. Not to be. How many inches did you have?
In 2020, I killed just over 1,000 inches of horns.
Damn, 1,000 inches. So can definitely not.
He only beat me by about 1,000.
Yeah, I know. He only beat me by like 900 or so. Not a lot. Yeah, homie is not here, so this is a little. I'm making sure everything's running right. So everything looking good right now. We got squiggles on the score. So let's get into a little bit about Next Level and what you guys stand for and what you guys do.
Well, I'll get started out just a little bit. April of 2018 is when we got started out. Nate and I actually worked, or we were field staff with another company, and we believed in nutrition with deer and decided to go ahead and go about starting our own company after, some things didn't work out, and hired a nutritionist to help us develop our product that we wanted to develop, even though that we knew exactly what we wanted, but when we wanted him to fine detail everything exactly what we wanted to do. And so in April of 2018, we decided to, go public, and pretty much June. Right,
June of 2018 is when we kind of
2018
announced it on Facebook.
Yeah, June 2018 is when we announced it on Facebook, but when we put it out before that, and went from there, and it's been a great deal. I mean, the main thing is we're providing a high quality ingredient or high quality product with high quality ingredients, but we're letting you purchase it at a low quality cost. I mean, that way you can afford it and feed your deer. I mean, because you're not getting anything out of, feeding your deer besides harvesting a big buck, but you're not getting any money out of it. So, I mean, that's our main thing is, it costs a lot of money to feed deer, but, you're not getting nothing out of it. So our main thing is we want to, provide a high quality product, but it doesn't cost you a lot of money out of your pocketbook. So I'll let Nick take over after that, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, the main thing is giving you something for your dollars. There's people out there that work 2 jobs or whatever and take their kids out on the weekends, and we believe in giving something to the people for their money for the main thing. There's no point in having a product if it's not going to make an impact. We're not all about the gimmicks and the different flavors. So it's about performance, and it's formulated by somebody that has experience and putting up performance, implementing it into a herd and everything. So it's completely focused around making an actual impact on your herd, not just getting you some pictures.
Yeah, that's the main thing. When we found you guys on Twitter actually, and we just found a couple guys that we could, become friends with, and we were driving up here, and I was like, man, I feel like I've met these guys like 10 times. So the nervous jitters to meet you guys was like gone. I mean, we've talked about pretty much everything a guy group talks about.
I feel like we've known you for years, man.
I mean, talks about at this point. So when we showed up, it was like, oh, we've been friends with these guys for a long time, but I really appreciate you guys, supporting us for, over a year. You guys been with us, and it means a lot. We're pretty podunk for what we got going on, but we have some followers, and we appreciate them, and I know that they're using your product, and we believe in your product, and we tell this to a lot of people, but the product is great, but the people that back in it is the main thing, because you get in the hunting industry, and what we found out when we first got in is you get into, man, I want to work with X company, right? And then that company is actually intertwined with 12 other companies that's ran by one guy or one group of 6 guys. And you think, man, all these companies are this huge, big, 100, 200 people working. But actually it's 6 guys that are calling the shots. And those 6 guys don't really cater to the consumer. They cater to making money.
Right. They're not connected to the average Joe, the guy that goes out there, and puts his time in and day out. They're looking at their bottom line, and we wanted to bring something to people that, actually gave them something for their money, not just something they can dump out and get some pictures. It's something that's actually going to make an impact for their money. Yeah,
you guys are putting your own money in this, starting it. You want to feed deer, you want to grow deer, you have the option to do that in your state. And I think that's, a great option, especially if all your neighbors are doing. You want to have something that's going to draw your deer so you have better opportunity if all your neighbors are feeding. And you guys invest in your own money. You don't have investors that are, stating this, stating that. And if you look at 90% of the hunting industry, they have investors that are saying, hey, I need to do this, you need to do that. You guys are 2 guys running your company, and that's why when – me and homie decided like, hey, we want to work with these guys. We believe in not only their product, but them as human beings, and them as just genuine people. That's important to us. And the product speaks for itself, but we've been in and out of a lot of industries and learned that there's a lot of good and bad. And when you find good people, you got to stay there because it's really, really hard to find them in the hunting industry.
Yeah,
just
we're
savages out there. And
we're
I know
just
you
nobody.
Guys are, are finding that out too.
We're nobody special. I mean, and we don't really care about being anybody special. We're both we're dads and husbands, and we have families, and that's our main focus. And this is something we do on the side that we believe kind of the old school way of working off a handshake and giving people something honest for their money more than anything else. And there's just too many gimmicks out there, that people have turned into making it into a money machine, and we're not interested in that. We want to give somebody, something that they can believe in, versus just another gimmick product that they're
Yeah, you're not selling the
there.
hype. You're not selling, I'm working with X celebrity, I'm working with this guy.
No,
you're selling this stuff actually benefits the herd and does genuine good stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We didn't just come up with this stuff ourselves. We're hooked up with a nutritionist that has plenty of experience, in doing this stuff over 25 years. And it's not one of those things where we're so worried about being the next big thing. It's just, we have a real passion for working with good people and helping people, grow their deer herd and things like that. We're really not worried about being anybody in the industry. We like meeting good people and developing relationships and offering people a good, honest product.
And you definitely done that. We got kind of the serious stuff out. This has been an absolute blast up here partying. We got the surprise of Ben Harris being here. He's around in the background somewhere. He's over there. And,
there he is.
Yeah. We got the King of Tines here and a bunch of other, new friends that I made, and that's the best thing about this stuff. We're from different states. We never started a podcast. You never started a company. We would have never met up, never had this night. Never met these guys. So it's the small things in life that you think, man, selling X amount of product would be awesome. But, getting together and hanging out and stuff is pretty incredible too. So
yeah, the number one thing that that we never really planned on is the people that we've met in this business. And there's more good people than there are bad people. And we've made some fantastic relationships and friendships that we're going to have for a lifetime.
Yeah, it's the same thing with us. We always say it all the time. The people, the ad revenue, whatever, that's awesome. But the people that you meet is just, you can't beat that. That's worth more than anything. Meeting you guys. I mean, I don't know. It was Twitter, right? We just met and we started messaging,
Twitter,
and then we just connected. And you got in the Snapchat group, and it's been over a year now.
I know.
What I mean, it's insane.
Felt like we've known you, for years and years.
And we talk every day, and it's. And you're some of my best friends. And then I tell people about you guys. I'm like, I'm talking to this guy out of Nebraska. They're like, oh, yeah, have you? I'm like, no, I never met him.
No.
But now I
never
can
met
say,
in person?
yeah, I met him in this badass Airbnb with original hardwood floors. She was prime.
Yeah. I mean, these are really nice floors.
Yeah, these are really nice floors.
Exactly. Just like you were saying, never met us before, but going through, just met through the oh man, I can't even say it.
Snapchat group.
I drinking too much.
Hell yeah.
But when we walked out and I gave you, hey now, walked out and brought you your badges and stuff. First time meeting you.
Yeah, it wasn't like a handshake business deal. It was like a hug. Like, man, how you been?
It was amazing. It was like, dude, I've been talking to you for years, and it's like, I know you, but, first time, handshake, you're like, wow, do I do a handshake? Do I do a man hug? Do what I do?
Yeah, you got to go in on me.
Bro, hug it out.
Yeah,
and, absolutely. That's what we're going to do is bro, hug it out. That's what we do.
Whatever.
Yes, you do it all.
Whatever it takes. I like it all. I'm just saying. You know me. But, yeah, just like I said at the beginning of this, just huge props to you for the generosity. I mean, we've been draining your fridge of the Busch Lights. The tall boys are going down.
It was full, too.
The Crown Apple is really smooth. We got guys here how many states we represent here? I mean, Indiana, Tennessee, Alabama,
Kansas,
Nebraska. I mean, Illinois, shouting out.
At least 6 states.
At least where the big bucks are. I mean, shit. No.
we might be from different states and stuff, but we're all the same people.
Yeah, we're all in here. We're all having a good time talking deer hunting. And like I said, when you walk into a room of deer hunters, I mean, it's just, you got a group of friends right here.
Right.
There's no we can all communicate, swap stories, and that's the beauty of the hunting industry that I feel like is getting lost for
Absolutely.
these giant, these giant companies owning every product and.
No, absolutely. And you're saying it exactly right. I mean, it's all about the camaraderie. I mean, getting together, meeting guys, hanging out, going on hunts together. I mean, it doesn't matter if you go to an outfitter or if you just meet some guy and you just want to go hang out and hunt together. But I mean, that's what we're all about. It's like, hey, we provide supplements, and what's your business about? What do you do? What do you do here? Hey, we're gonna go ahead and hook up as a dealer with you, or if you're gonna hook up with a dealer with us. But hey, come out and hunt with us. Let's get together. Let's have some beers together.
Yeah, build that relationship.
Let's build a relationship. Let's have some steaks together. Let's go. Harvest some animals together. If it's turkey, if it's deer, whatever it is. And that's what's it all about. And I mean, everybody meeting everybody and getting together, and let's hunt together, and get more people out in the outdoors, and let's hunt.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. And just from from the beginning of meeting you guys been the generosity of sharing our content and wanting us to grow along with you guys growing. That's our mission. We say it 100 times on here. We want to have the tallest skyscraper. We want to build everybody else up around us when we go. I mean, that's the goal. Is there's a lot of savages out there that just want to be the best. And
dude,
being the best is awesome, but if you don't have I'm the best, but I got a lot of guys backing me, you ain't gonna last long.
Dude, you're exactly right on that situation. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, exactly what you said. If you don't have a bunch of people backing you or money backing you or whatnot, but I mean, guys can build a great outdoor industry, a great product, or whatever you represent. You can build something great. You just meet the right guys and build through relationships. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Well, we would rather be friends with people in the industry than be enemies.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, whether they're selling the exact same thing we are, they're after the same thing. They have the same passions we do.
Everybody's got a dream.
They're family guys just like we are.
Yeah.
There's no reason to have animosity. Just support each other and build each other up and grow together. There's no reason to have any hate or anything like that. I mean, everybody has the same passion. Everybody wants to kill big deer. Everybody wants to be involved with their families and everything. Get your kids outside and just work together and support each other. I mean, there's no sense in having such a cutthroat thing where people are just trying to undercut the next guy and badmouth the next guy. Just do things the right way and believe in what you believe in. And if people use your product, great. If they don't, that's okay too.
Yeah, bring your product to the table. Show them what you got. If they choose it, great. If they don't,
right.
You're still going to be friends with them. There's
Exactly.
no hate there. You just say, hey, we got a good product over here. This is what we're doing. And like I said, that's why we found you guys and we stuck with you, because we believe in people. If you look at the people that we work with, it's not because the product is solid all the time, but the people are more important
Right.
for us.
Yeah,
we work with you guys in Exodus, and the Exodus guys, they're just solid.
Right.
I mean, and the cameras are great. I mean, every trail cam out there takes pictures. Maybe one takes a little bit better than the other one, but the people behind the company,
Right.
the customer service, what you're going to get out of it, that's what is important.
Exactly.
Right.
People do business with people.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got products. Everybody can show you pictures of big deer. Everybody can, try and convince you one way or the other. But it comes down to, just being a good person and trying to show people that you're honest, and not trying to just sell them some gimmick or something like that. I mean, just believe in what you're doing and just be honest with people.
Yeah, half the mineral companies out there ain't going to get a tall boy at the Iowa Deer Classic.
No, we got all the tall boys you want.
Dude,
That's right.
Dude,
Actually,
one
the
one
tall
one.
boys,
You
no,
stop
we're
by
down to 12s.
and
Yeah,
you buy
we're,
some
we're out
product.
of tall boys.
Yeah. You stop by 111. And you buy some product, you might get a tall boy.
Whitetail Legacy's going to have to come up with some funds for some tall boys. We've been cleaning them out up here. But All right, we got the business out of the way. This has been an absolute insane party. We done killed a whole pack of Oreos up here. We're getting crazy in this mug.
Hey,
we done grilled. We done crushed. There's some Trulies sitting on the counter. I don't even know who's on the Truly Mango, but it is 2:24 in the morning right now. It is.
Yes.
It is early in the morning. What time we got to be at the show?
9 in the morning.
We got plenty of time.
We're ready to rock.
We have the starter and the creator of the Bow Hunting League, Ben Harris, here. We're gonna switch it off to him. We talked about the Bow Hunting League. We've had it before. This is something that we joined. We think it's a great place for people to get together, have some camaraderie. That's what we're all about. There's some absolute killers in this group that you can learn a lot from. We got one sitting over here to our left, but I'll introduce Ben here and let him rip on kind of what the Bow Hunting League and what they got going on. If this is something that you guys don't follow, I suggest you guys check the Facebook group out and follow that. Definitely a lot of good content, a lot of bucks killed this year, and a lot of exciting stuff coming for the future. So I don't know how much you can lead into that right now, but go ahead and let it rip, introduce yourself, and tell them about the Bow Hunting League.
So, like Cody said, we started the Bow Hunting League. We're going on year 7. 2021 will be year 7 for the Whitetail League, and it's just a whitetail contest. It's bow only. It's 3-man teams. But what's nice about it, I had the opportunity to work with guys like Nxt Level, Scott and Nate. We actually had a podcast with Whitetail Legacy about 3 years ago, kind of introducing ourselves. We were really small at that time. I believe we had 150 teams in it at that time. Last year we had 571 teams enter the whitetail contest, and several different categories. But basically, just to kind of give it to you guys in a nutshell, if you bow hunt whitetails, there is zero reason for you not to get into our group, get into our system, get into the contest, because you're going to see more benefits out of it, more than just winning products. We have several different categories as far as the whitetail contest. We also have the Turkey League and the weekly one-shot. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that. Hey, we slide that.
Yeah, that's been a staple to the podcast.
You gotta crack open a beer.
Yeah. Every now and then you gotta take a break.
I'm just saying.
And that's what's cool about this, because I'm looking around this room right now, and
I love it.
there are every person in this room. I have. What was that?
I'm not sure.
Something fell from the neighbor's house.
Yeah, on their
It's not like my head, though.
on their original wood floors.
Yeah.
I'm just looking around the room, and every person in here I met through either the Bow Hunting League. That's it. I mean, I literally met everyone through the Bow Hunting League, and it's been an absolute blessing. Basically, if you shoot a bow, there's no reason not to get connected with us. Right now, we've got the Turkey League going on, and it is the absolute best networking event you can possibly be a part of. There's 300 competitors in the Turkey League. Doesn't sound like a whole lot, but I have actually received correspondence from 10 different people that have already traded out-of-state hunts. It's networking like you wouldn't believe, and there's just so many things going on. There's so many machines in the Bow Hunting League. We connect mostly with small businesses. We try to help small businesses out as far as getting connected with other small businesses where they can network, and trying to spread the word about their products. If we believe in something, we will promote it. There's just so much going on, but one thing that I want to share with you guys is we have a portion of the Whitetail League that's called the King of the Tines, and it's whoever puts down the most inches of antler in the Whitetail League season. And we actually had we actually had, y'all are cracking me up. I wish y'all could see what's going on
right there
in the
on
background.
YouTube.
Okay, I'm glad y'all are able to see this
Do
stuff.
not
And
tune in.
They've been able to see us walking.
Yeah.
Let him have it.
The whole time.
He's
they're
like,
nuts.
he's like, oh yeah, he's feeling it.
But I'm going to acknowledge two people that are here with us tonight. I've done several of these podcasts, and I feel like I've done a decent job as far as like explaining what the Whitetail League is and all that. But I want you all to hear from two of our most supportive people, and as far as contributions into the league. We have Brad Osborne and David McCullough with us. Brad actually won the King of the Tines portion of the Whitetail League. He put down more antler inches than anybody else in the contest. Now, that may not, depending on your involvement in the bow hunting league, that'll mean different things to you. But Brad actually put down more inches of antler than we've ever had entered in the contest, and it was well over 800. And he is, I had the opportunity to hunt with him in the Bow Hunting League Showdown, which is another portion of the contest. Like I said, there's many layers to it. It's fairly convoluted if you get in there and look around. But like I said, Brad is the king of the tines. He won some product actually from one of the people on the one of the companies on this podcast.
Mineral
Next Level
for a year, baby.
Yeah, free. He's got a free mineral site for a year.
809 inches. If
Yeah,
you want to get technical.
809.
Was it
Thanks,
809?
Dave.
It was 809.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Did you just look that up on your
No,
phone or
no,
Google it, or how'd you get
It
that?
was already stored in my memory.
Well, that's
Mineral
fantastic.
for a year.
So that's how many actually counted, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't
See,
count for the
Yes.
two that I couldn't
Actually, it
find
was
out.
Yeah.
809 point something. Not sure what
Point
the point
something.
was.
I love it.
It
Point
was-
something.
I know. Your cheeks are
making me
getting
cry.
red.
And that's twice as much as I killed, but I'm not going to say anything else about that. I finished like 12th, which is pretty good out of 1,700 plus hunters, but not toot my own horn or anything. I would never do that. But and just to make sure before I get off that topic, I just want you guys to know that Matt Powell finished second for the second time in the contest. We've had this contest twice, and he's finished second. I love him.
I've got a couple of full supporters in the situation that are very happy about that situation. But Mr. Powell,
Oh, Mr. Powell.
And this
Next
is
year
a
it is
introduce yourself,
coming
Brad.
down.
How about you introduce
Grand
yourself, Brad?
Poobah.
Why you can get on a
I'm
little?
going to introduce myself.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
All right, so I'm Brad Osborne. I'm down from Alabama, out here hanging out with a bunch of rednecks. I didn't even realize there were rednecks in Nebraska and Iowa, but here we are.
Is there anybody from Iowa here?
Here we are.
No Iowa guys.
Yeah. So, what all you want me to say?
Well, you introduce yourself. I guess that's enough.
You told me to introduce myself.
but I want to kind of hand it over to. I mean, I don't know if I'm in control of this thing. Cody kind of took a break, but Brad, you put down 809 inches of antler. You won the Next Level mineral site for the year.
Mm-hmm.
You won an HHA site, bow site. There's several. We've got awesome sponsors, but as far as your hunts go, how many bucks did you kill in general? I mean, how many bucks did you end up putting down this year?
This season, I had the opportunity. I actually fully tagged out in Alabama with $3, fully tagged out in Mississippi with $3. I tagged out in Georgia with 2, and I was also blessed to harvest a very nice Kentucky deer. Those are the deer that I turned into the league this year, and honestly, I had the best season of my life. And a lot of that I have to.
Only 8 more bucks than I killed.
Yeah, well, I really
where you
have.
been?
I was just like, damn, son.
Yeah, so
You
I
wanna
really.
break yourself up to you
Yeah,
want to
so-
bucks for the rest of us.
Yeah, so I also had the opportunity to hunt a few other states, including Florida, during the showdown, the showdown was really a very humbling experience. I was very fortunate to be one of the guys that actually missed a deer at the showdown this year, and almost had a clean sweep on this whole deal. But when you're hunting with archery equipment from the ground in palmettos that are 8 foot tall, it becomes a little bit more difficult than hunting the hardwood forest that I'm used to back at home. It's been an interesting year. That's basically all I can really say. And a lot of that, my success this year, I have the league to thanks for. You know, I joined the league about this time last year. Followed through into the turkey league. I had a very successful turkey season, and then followed on through. I knew that I was not going to have the opportunity to most likely kill the 180, 200-inch deer that some of these guys can, but I knew with some of the connections that I've made through the league and throughout the years of what I do, that I could definitely put some points on the board. So thankfully, with Lord above and with my job schedule, I was able and blessed and had the ability to go out and fill multiple tags this season. And, you know...
What the fuck?
Some extra sound effects tonight.
Yeah. So again, going back to Powell and going back to Matt Hinton and a few guys like that, you know, honestly, I had the opportunity to meet them for the first time down at the showdown this year, and they are actually most of the guys I met down there are some of the best hunters that I've ever had the opportunity to be around. And I set a goal this year I'm not the best, but I set a goal to kill the most inches. I killed a lot of deer that most guys in the league would not even consider killing. So it was an interesting year. I did end up killing 3 different Pope and Young deer this season. And
Not too shabby.
yeah, I did.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, congrats,
Yeah.
man. You earned it. You know the way the rules were set up. You followed the rules. You know you did. You think about it. You know you're talking. You know I don't want you to downgrade what you accomplished because you're traveling to Ohio, Kentucky.
Yeah, and I really
Mississippi.
I don't want to downgrade the fact. You know, I follow the rules as much as anybody else does. I have 2 different bucks I killed this year that I was not able to turn into the league, and one of which on opening day in Alabama that I killed. It was completely my fault. My photography and my pictures were not the way they should have been, and then that just kind of set a fire in my seat, and it was like, okay, well, what can I do now?
Well, and I think
It led on through. I went to my Midwest swing, ended up catching COVID while I was in Ohio, spent 17 days in Ohio, went 17 days without seeing a shooter buck inside a bow range, and then out of nowhere, I ended up shooting a 130 and 2/8 and a 151 and 4/8 in 3 days in Kentucky and Alabama right at the end of that swing. And
That was actually the largest buck we've ever had entered for Alabama. I don't know if you know that or
That's
not.
the largest buck I've ever had the opportunity to kill in Alabama.
well, I think
And I actually missed that deer about 45 minutes before I killed him.
something that goes
Most people
without
don't know
saying
that.
is everybody thinks that in order to win the King of the Tines, you have to kill a 170, 180, 190 deer, and that's
Yeah.
not the case. It's about killing quality deer, you know, several.
Well,
It's not about killing
It's-
1 or 2 big ones. It's about killing several
it's being consistent.
solid deer,
I
right?
think,
And consistency.
I think that has a big thing, is just being consistent. And this year, like I said, I was very fortunate with some of the contacts and opportunities that I've been given. And the stars aligned at times, and stars fell completely out of the sky at other times. You know, there were times I don't think I killed a deer in the month of December. Like, I don't think I killed a deer in the month of December. Mm-hmm. But then I might kill 4 in a 5-day streak. That it just kind of, it is what it was.
Well, I tell you, as far as somebody that was hoping to be competing in that. I was actually an outsider looking in, but there was a period of time between you, Powell, and Hinton that I didn't know who was going to be the next one to step up. You know, a lot of people don't know Matt Hinton, but that guy is an absolute killer. I mean, he can. That's just like what you're saying at the showdown. I think that was our best part of the entire season. That was we didn't put a single buck down due to antler restrictions. We weren't allowed to shoot does. There was a few hog sightings, but in a 2-day period, being around all of those elite killers, I felt like that was I don't know, a personal growth event for me. And I think a lot of the guys that were in that, I mean, we still talk in the messenger thread. You know, we've got our own Facebook group now. You know, it's just it's this hyper networking event, and everyone that's in that put down at least 3 solid deer in one season, and a lot of the deer, would be of the caliber, most bow hunters try to kill one in their year, in their life. And, I'm thankful and fortunate, and just like you were saying, as far as the showdown, it was a fantastic opportunity.
Yeah.
And
the showdown to me was a very humbling experience, really. Because you're facing, I think there was 10 to 13 of us at any given time in camp, between guests and those who were actually competing. And each and every one of the guys there, we had one gentleman from Ohio that killed a 250-inch deer, which is a deer of a lifetime and a dream being made. You had Tyler Wells from down in Texas that killed nearly a 200-inch deer.
Oh, yeah.
And we had Edwin Stink from Iowa out there that killed several giants this year. Those are the type guys that you don't get to meet on a daily basis. And I think just the camaraderie of the showdown in general was worth the entire trip. Whether we were successful in the hunt or not, none of us made a harvest, but it was still a very, very successful weekend. Because it's not every day that you get to meet folks from the league, for one. But to meet those guys, I truly believe that there's not a single person that was at that showdown that at some point in this 2021 season will not have the opportunity to hunt with somebody else that was at that showdown. And that's something to be said, because going into it, there might have been 2 or 3 of us who had met prior to that. Yourself and Matt, myself and Duff, and a few of us that were there had met prior. But I've personally picked up 3 or 4 different connections just from that weekend alone that I will use to my advantage this year, of course. Just like each and everyone that was there will. So, and that's part of what, in my opinion, what the league is. I found the league on a whim. Somebody tagged me on a post, and next thing I knew, I've got a network of nearly 20,000 people at my disposal.
Absolutely.
You treat it the right way, not only consumer groups, friend groups, product groups, you can go down the list of anybody and everybody from taxidermy to mineral to camouflage even, and outfitters for that matter. There's somebody within the group that's willing to step up. They will talk to you for the most part, and if they don't, move on. But for the most part, I've not met... There's always going to be a bad apple in a group of 20,000 folks, but for the most part, I have not met a bad apple in this group. And that's something to be said between, Ben and Porter and quite a few of the guys that are the big names in this group that really makes the group what it is.
I agree. There's the coolest thing to me, even though we're a sponsor of the group, and the reason why we're a sponsor is we believe in it. It's free to enter. And the fact that whether you're from Alabama, whether you're from Illinois, whether you're from Indiana, whether you're from Tennessee, you meet these guys in person, we're all the same.
Absolutely.
Good people are good people. and you can make connections and make friends that, you know, that are going to last a lifetime. It's not just you know, whatever you want to say, a temporary thing. You meet people that are just like you, and you can really build relationships with people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, and going back to over to Nate with the NXT guys, you know, I met them for the first time tonight, and just listening to them talk about their extensive knowledge in the mineral and just the game in general, as far as how to make your herd more healthy. Not necessarily what's going to bring them in more, but how do you make your does more healthy, which leads to generational bucks being more healthy. And then you get to thinking about the price of their products, and to some it may seem a little steep, but if you think about them compared to some other products on the market, it's actually cheaper if you look at the poundage and what you're actually getting out of the product itself. And in my opinion, you know, they're priced for the common folk. They're priced for the guys like me and you here in the everyday world.
I mean, just like you said, I mean, that's what we're all about. I mean, you know, Nate and I we decided when we started this company was to produce a product that's affordable for the guy that's working their, you know, normal 8-hour job, so they can afford it. You know, if you're going out and feeding deer, it costs a lot of money, and you're not getting nothing from that besides maybe eventually killing a big buck. And you know, you might feed them for 2 or 3 years, and Nate might kill a big buck that year, or you might not, you know. But our whole deal is we both work a normal job full time, and this is our deal on the side that we do, but we want you to be able to afford this product, but also on top of that, get this product for a cheap price, but it's a high quality product with high quality ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing about it, is like, you're gonna get something that's gonna produce what you're wanting. You know, to harvest a deer with, you know, if it's gonna grow big bucks, if it has the genetics to grow a big buck, it's gonna help you produce that situation. So, I mean, that's the deal, is in a situation, what if you're using our product, wherever we go, that's where we're at. So
yeah, and I really respect that myself. You know, I enjoy a healthy deer herd. I like my does, I like my fawns to be healthy, and it's good to know that there is a like-minded product out there and a company out there that understands the working man. Yep. That understands we can't go pay $70 for a 50-pound bag of feed.
Absolutely.
You know, but we still want the good product for our herd. And at your sell point, I mean, it's quite impressive for what you're offering.
If you really get into it, I mean, you know, if you really get into it, Nate explains it more than I do. I mean, we're both co-owners of the company, but if you really get into it, I mean, what we provide, the product that you're getting for the money that you're paying for the product is, it's hard for us to explain the word that it is, but I mean, it's just like $90 for a bag of mineral from some other companies that are out there, and I'm not going to name no names, but there's some other companies out there. They'll charge you $90 for the bag of mineral that we're doing the same thing for $30.
Yeah, and you're doing it at a working man's budget.
For a word that you're looking for is factual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all about providing you,
and that's one thing,
high quality ingredients.
There's one thing about the industry that a lot of people don't want to admit to, in the fact that there's some companies that are completely built around. Thanks, Ben.
I love it.
Taking
I love
your
that.
money.
Snap it.
And there's no other way around it. People
Things looking real nice on the snaps.
Oh yeah.
people are in this business, and they started their business to take your money. And in our opinion, it's bullshit.
But as you guys,
I mean,
as a company, have proven data, and
It's
you can show where other companies go wrong. You can show
Well, and
where
we're-
you guys go correct.
right. We're not going to go out of our way to badmouth another company. We don't want enemies in the
Don't talk
industry,
bad about anybody.
but we don't have anything to hide at the same time.
Okay.
We'll show you exact
Correct me
ingredients.
if I'm wrong, but hell, any of us can go get some deer to go feed on some ground. With, throw out a salt block. We can do whatever to hype it up and get some pictures. But what are these deer getting out of their program
And that's the
based on pictures
that's-
we're gathering? That, just pictures alone.
Based on
That
what they're
means
using?
nothing.
That's the $1 million question. Is everybody is so focused on what a deer is eating instead of what they're getting out of it.
Right.
What they're getting out of it is what the focus should be.
I mean,
Deer are not cattle. Deer are their own animal, and every bite matters. So what a deer can digest is what is important. It doesn't matter how big a hole they're eating the ground.
That's right.
What they're getting out of it is what matters.
That's right.
And that is our 100% focus. Is getting you something out of the dollar bills that you're spending. You're gonna make an impact. And it's not some magic fairy dust. It's not nothing that's gonna add inches, over a couple month period. It's about consistency.
No,
It's
a
about
process.
providing a source of nutrition that is available as much as you can make it available.
So you're not talking about just feeding bucks. You're not talking about just feeding does. You're not talking about just feeding fawns. You're talking about
It's
feeding herds
The entire
as a whole
the entire
to develop the end
entire
product
herd.
that you are
Right.
looking for.
I mean, you're not going to take your bucks and all of a sudden turn them into,
It's not an
go.
overnight
You're not.
program.
No. I mean, and that kind of product doesn't exist, regardless of what people want to
doesn't,
try to sell
right,
you. The overall goal should be to have your herd and mainly your does on a high quality nutritional program.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they get bred and once they're pregnant, the entire development of that fetus and that fawn is in high quality nutrition. And then once that happens, a process called fetal programming happens. And that doe will actually unlock the genetic code for that deer based upon what nutrition is available. So once you can literally take that fawn and what we say put it ahead of the curve, and then you have to let that animal mature. So it's a 5 to 10 year process. And anybody that wants to tell you over 1 or 2 years, oh, we're going to add this many inches, we're going to add this many inches, that's impossible.
just
That's marketing, and that's kind of smoke that people want to just tell you to make you.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty amazing that a company that literally is setting their grounds on what everybody else is showing us with smoke and mirrors. I think it's pretty dadgum impressive that a company that is literally trying to break the surface and make a living on it is not going to sit here and lie about it. But they're literally going to be down to earth and tell you,
Well, it's just
this is what we have.
Wholeheartedly.
Here's the spreadsheet. I can
It's-
show you what we can do, what we can prove, and why. Where you have all these other guys that's full of filler, they're full of their
Right.
corn, they're full of more of an
And-
attractant base, more so
exactly.
than
Yeah.
the deer know that this is what they need.
Yep.
And they're going to find this product when they need it, if they're already in the area. You're not an attractant. You're not advertising as an attractant. You are mainly focused on the herd.
100%
the quality of it.
nutrition.
overhaul.
It's our number one priority is performance.
Yeah.
Will
overall,
it attract deer? Yes. Will it help you grow bigger deer? Yes. But it's about consistency. It's about having a source of nutrition available as much as you can make it available according to your laws. If you're in a 100% baiting state like Ohio or Kansas,
Alabama now.
365 days a year, let that nutrition be available so that those deer have access to it to use it as they need it.
Well, see, and we talked about this earlier. I think there's some misinformation out there that people think that this is a turnkey program. Like somebody can go buy any kind of mineral, any kind of feed, and make things happen within 6, 8, 9, 10 months to grow bigger deer. That is misinformation. It's not going to
exactly.
happen. It is a process.
And not all deer mineral is the same. Not all deer feed is the same. What it comes down to is what's actually bioavailable to that animal that can be absorbed and can be utilized, and where that deer's actually at in its life cycle. And just like people, there's going to be bigger deer, there's going to be smaller deer, there's going to be other deer that catch up fast, there's going to be other deer that plateau off. There's not some silver bullet that can just fix everything magically.
Right.
That kind of product doesn't exist. And the main thing that we're trying to accomplish is offering products that cover as many bases as we can cover, and making sure that every bite matters.
Well,
it comes down to.
Every bite matters. 2 grams. When they hit a mineral site, 2 grams per site per month. If they're hitting that site per day, 2 grams, that's all they need. If they're coming there once a day or 3 times a day or whatever it is, but that's what they need. They just need to hit their 2 grams a day.
Yeah, their homeogenesis tells them this is what you need that day.
Right, yeah. And everybody's so concerned, how much do your deer love it, and it doesn't matter if your deer eat an entire swimming pool size hole in your woods. Mm-hmm. The reason why they're doing that is because they're not satisfied.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about
absolutely right.
That's totally
absolutely right.
Yeah. So
right.
So,
because people want to do that because it comes down to marketing, and they want to sell as much product as possible.
Yeah.
A lot of salt.
And that's why that's where a lot of the salt and the
is
calcium and the filler comes in with some of these other.
Right. It's about satisfaction, and the reason why deer keep going back to those spots is because they're not satisfied. They're not getting what they need.
It's the fillers that
exactly.
It's almost like for lack of better terms, a crack.
Yeah.
Like you're getting more pictures. You're getting in a sense, you're getting pictures of bigger deer because you are attracting potentially deer from another property. But to grow deer on your said property and the deer that you do eventually attract, because the does are going to come, the does know, then eventually the bucks are going to continue following.
Right.
So then you're helping the herd as an attractant in a sense, even though we're not an attractant.
Pictures are great, but pictures do not equal inches.
Yeah.
What equals inches is overall health of the body. Mm-hmm. So once you have a healthy body, the more nutrients can go to the antlers. Mm-hmm. And what our goal to do is to start those fawns off ahead of the curve that they would naturally have, so that their life cycle is better than what it would have been. And if you can give them something that Mother Nature can't, that is a consistent source of nutrition. Because if you're filling a feeder or you're putting out feed 365 days a year, or from January 15th to September 1st, whatever your state allows, feed and mineral and true supplements are the one thing that nature cannot take away. Right. Drought can't take it away. Floods cannot take it away. Tornadoes cannot take it away.
And that's the nutrients that they truly do need.
Exactly.
Which is what your company provides.
I mean, you can plant as many food plots as you want, but if you have a drought, or you have a flood, or you have storm damage, Mother Nature can't take those pellets away. Mother Nature can't take that mineral away. And does it cost more money? Yes. But the main thing is that impact is something that cannot be taken away by Mother Nature. And Mother Nature does not give deer everything they need.
Yeah, I mean, quality content, quality product. And quality people, like we said from the very beginning. So one thing that we've been doing, and I can't wait for this right now because we're pretty deep. It's 3:20 in the morning right now. After every podcast, we have been giving a life lesson for listeners, right? Because we want to bring some value to listeners, not only hunting wise, but life lessons. So we got a lot of people in this room. The 4 people at this table, starting at Scott, working around. I want to give, it can be hunting, it could be being a father, it could be a husband, whatever you got for a life lesson. You're probably about 30 bush tall boys deep at this point, so you know it's going to be a very quality content
Since 11:30
lesson. I mean, I'm throwing these guys on right now off the ripper. What is a life lesson that you could give to our listeners?
Holy shit.
Go ahead and say your name, yeah.
Go, Dave.
I'm going to have to take this out of this holder for this. This is David McCullough, owner of McCullough Taxidermy out of Central Indiana. Wow, a life lesson. Where the hell do I begin? I have lots, folks. Lots. Oh, hold on. We have Ben Harrison interrupting right now.
Ben Harrison, give us a life lesson.
2 seconds. David, tell everyone who you are, what you do for a living, what your involvement with the league is. You kind of did. I was over here talking, having another conversation. But tell these guys you mount all my deer for full cost, so I don't get any price breaks.
That's actual facts. He does pay for his mounts.
I care about quality.
He just likes quality mounts, and well, I mount his shit. So as far as how'd you word that? Life lessons.
Could be deer hunting, could be relationships.
Holy shit!
Being a father.
Father,
This
whatever
is
you
in depth.
got. I know I threw it on you.
As far as actual advice, this is no bullshit. I have 5 kids. If I had to give any advice at all, do not ever hesitate to spend time with your kids and make them a priority. I don't care if you think that hunting is your priority or your job is your priority or your friends are your priority. Make your kids and your family your priority. So, if I had to give any advice at all, that would definitely be what I had to say.
I'll shake your hand on that, mother. That's solid right there. What do you got? Good Lord. We got the king of the tines, the deer slayer. What do you got for life lesson?
Well, I'm Brad Osborne, Alabama, 28. And I think at this point in my life, if it comes down to it, if life gives you the opportunity to make a choice, we only get a few major choices in our life, and we get to choose how to cope and how to handle that choice. Money will come, time will come. Always follow your heart, move forward, and take your chances when they come, because that chance won't always be there. That's basically the way I look at it. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been where I was this season.
Yes.
The opportunity comes up, take it. You may never get that chance again.
Am I up?
All right, Nate, you're up.
Educate yourself. It's hard to say, but Google's your friend. The knowledge is out there. The education's out there. It doesn't matter what it is, whether you want to be a better husband, a better father, a better employee, a better anything. If you're interested in something, educate yourself. And once you kind of learn what it is, full send, baby. Get into it all the way. Be a good dad. Be a good husband. You know, the rest will take care of itself. But jump all in.
Yeah, I agree with that. You can educate yourself, and then you can also reach out to, guys just like this podcast. I did this at the end just to kind of bring a little bit, people come to this for hunting knowledge, but having life lesson knowledge, I think is something that we wish we had, when we were 20.
Right.
And we have a lot of listeners, because we get the age of our listeners. We have a lot of listeners that are in that 18 to 25. And I hope one of them hear one of these lessons and like, damn, I need to knock this out. So what do you got, Scott?
Well,
After that,
I'll close it out and finish it out.
Golf a lot.
There we go.
Golf a lot and land permission.
Oh, you,
hell yeah.
you sons of bitches. So we're gonna close it out. Yeah, golf a lot, but no. God, you guys kind of got me caught. With no words, but it's my boys. I have 3 boys. A 10-year-old, 8-year-old, and 5-year-old, and it's all about them teaching you lessons. That's what it's all about. Is
I like that.
You think you're gonna teach your kids a lesson and you're gonna tell them something to do. My boys wrestle, and I was not a wrestler growing up. I was a basketball player, but they're wrestling, and what I'm saying is, you think that you're going to teach them a lesson as being they're a dad or they're an adult or whatnot, but no, in reality, they're going to teach you a lesson, and they're going to tell you how it's going to be done. And for example of that is last weekend, my son, he got 3rd. Normally when he rips ass and kicks ass and gets a trophy, he got 3rd. And he was happy, smiling, and he turned around and looked at me and he said, "Dad, I got 3rd. You know what? I got a lot more to learn because I got 3rd." That there will bring a tear to your eye. And that's what we're all about in Next Level. Is we're all about providing you the high quality nutrition, high quality product, and we're not going to give you no bullshit. We're not going to give you any, GIF, if whatever you want to call it, but that's what it's all about. It's like we're going to give you the truth, and that's what it's all about. So, that's where I'm at. So,
yeah, real life, man. You get a real life, you just straightforward, product. And
yes.
In life, like you said, your kids will teach you lessons, and if it's humbling when your kid does do that, he's like, damn,
Nate and I believe he
taught me something, but
we're not giving you no bullshit. We believe what we're doing. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to end this out just, it's 3:30 in the morning. I just want to say a huge thank you for all the hospitality and all the new friends I met tonight. We got a lot of them around the room. I want to thank you for all the love that you guys have gave us at this podcast. We always, say leave a legacy, and I feel like we left a legacy tonight with a lot of guys that are going to remember this night for a long time and go home and tell their friends about, the time they had here at the Iowa Beer Classic. And that's what we're about, leaving a legacy, whether if it's with your kids, whether it's hunting, whatever you can do, just try to do the right thing. I feel like there's a lot of right things in this room. There's a lot of people trying to just grow and do the right thing and be good people. And that's what I want to be around. A smart person told me, don't ever be the smartest person in the room or the strongest person in the room or the nicest person in the room. Always have someone to look up to you. And I look up to a lot of people in this room. Nate and Scott, I looked up to you just as friends and as a business that's trying to do the right thing in the hunting industry. Like I said, we've been in it for a while. We understand what people do, what they try to do. They're trying to make a quick buck, roll out, sell their company to someone else, and that's not you. And I want to make a point to podcast with you guys tonight. And I think you guys, gave some serious content of what you guys do. But I just want to reinstate that these guys are in it for the right reasons. They want to help you guys. They want to do the right thing. They want to talk to you, understand what you got going on with your deer herd, and they want to, they want to become friends with you. They don't want to sell you a product and say, hey, come back in a month and buy more. They want to get a text message and see deer that you're growing. They want to see the deer that you shot. They want to see all that stuff. They want to build a connection with you because they genuinely care, because they're dads, they're people, and like we said from the very beginning of this podcast, people is the reason we're in this. Meeting people, making connections. Everything else is just bonus on the top. But huge shout out to Next Level and the Bow Hunting League for all the fun we've had tonight. And go ahead. What is it? Okay. Go ahead, hit it, Ben.
McCullough
Taxidermy. He's here.
Hit it up, Ben.
Shout out. Here, Ben. Shout it out.
Hey, thanks for the opportunity, Cody. This is Ben Harrison, Bow Hunting League.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of time. You got something to say back there? I see you back there. You want to get something?
I'm just JP Hathaway. I'm just McCullough Taxidermy's friend.
He's been back in the burn, and he's been handing the beers out real stat.
He's
so
solid.
Yeah, so
All those pop tops.
Yeah.
That's courtesy of JP Hathaway.
Yeah. So shout out to Next Level for all the beer. We drank a lot of your beer tonight, boys.
We appreciate your guys' friendship, man.
Yeah, this has been awesome. Just to our listeners, you know what we always say: try to leave a legacy. Try to always do the right thing for the right reasons, and Whitetail Legacy is out at the Mother Effin' Beer Classic.